There's a lot of great music in a ton of different languages all around the world, and I think this diversity is beautiful. But for me, there's this kind of wall around music in a language that I don't understand. Now let me explain. There are two languages in which I am fluent, German and English, German being my native language, and I studied English for 10 years at school and 1 year at university. So 11 years of English studies basically, and I think I'm fluent by now. The music that I listen to is always in either German or English, with only one exception that I'll come to later. I noticed this language barrier for the first time when I was really into anime a few years back, and I watched this anime called Black Butler, and I really loved one of the intro songs for the show, which was in Japanese by a Japanese band. And I loved that song so much. I listened to it all the time, and I also checked out the band and listened to some of their other songs. But after a while, and by a while I mean like only 2 weeks maybe, I stopped listening to the song and to the band. And you might think, well, that's often the case with bands. You stop listening to them and then you come back after a while maybe. But for this band, I never came back. I never listened to their stuff ever again. And it's not because of the music, because the music is really good, really. It's something that I really enjoy, but I think it is because of the language that I just don't understand. You know, lyrics are a big part of music for me, and to just not understand what someone is singing in a song, it just kind of drives me mad, you know? I just can't enjoy it then as much as I would if I knew what was going on. So getting into a band with lyrics in a language that I'm not fluent in is just really hard for me. Another example here, I studied French at school for 6 years, but I haven't spoken it in almost 3 years, and I am nowhere near to be fluent in it at all. I just know bits and pieces basically. But there's this French/German band called Revolte, and one of their most popular songs is mostly in German, and it is played at protests against German right-wing parties very often, and I go to those protests in the area whenever I can. So that's how I got introduced to that band and that song. But even though I think that band is really cool and I really enjoy that song, I don't know most of their discography because a lot of the songs are in French. But I got to say that it's still easier for me to get into a French band/artist than an artist or band that sings in a language that I just completely don't understand, such as Japanese, Korean, Swedish, whatever. One of my favorite songs by Revolte is Des Fois, and it's a song that's mainly in French. And I got into that song by constantly listening to it and reading the lyrics along with the song, so I could get a basic idea of what the song was about without translating it word for word, because I do know some basics of French, as I said. A different language just adds this different feel about a song that I just wish I could have more of in my music collection. Even with German and English, this difference is quite noticeable. The German band didnt have released their music in English for 20 years, and in 2015, they released their first album in German, and it feels very, very different, and I think that it's mainly the language. Different languages give you different opportunities to play with it, obviously. In German you will have different puns or sayings than in English that are included in the lyrics sometimes. And that's also why I think I have to be fluent in the language to fully get the song and the message and whatever it's trying to say, if it's trying to say something. My favorite German lyricists are Ingo of the Donuts. As I said, they released one album in German yet, and I am just very, very impressed by his lyrical work on that German record. I loved his English lyrics already, but I do love the German ones even more. And other German lyricists that I really like are Joe and Jennifer of the band Jennifer Rostock, I believe. Those two write the lyrics for the band. And I really think that Jennifer Rostock lyrics are incredible. They have some of my all-time favorite German lyrics. As for English lyricists, one person that stands out to me is Tyler Joseph. I think he's just so talented with words. I guess I need to learn more languages.